tuned. The show is about to begin.
Greetings, everyone. The show will be starting in just a few moments.
Stay tuned. The show
I'll tell you all about it when the show starts. Anyway, greetings and welcome. The show will be starting in just a few moments. About one or so. And if you have any problems with seeing us when we come to video, if it seems like we're like close-up shot on us, just squeeze your screen down, squeeze it down, and we should come right into frame. We've got about 1 minute and the show will be starting. And remember to react as much as you want. Hit any of those emojis, the laugh, the clap, the party sound, and we'll hear it, you'll hear it, and that'll be cool because we'll know you're there.
Stay
and
tuned.
alive, like
the show is about to begin.
a live audience. So we'll be here in just a few moments. See you in a few.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
This is I'm Right.
I'm right.
And I'm Jill Cox. Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova. If you don't know it already, it's me.
Everybody knows who you are.
Everyone does not know who I am, and this is why I introduce myself. So, if you're watching us for the first time, I'm Anthony Cordova. Welcome.
What is wrong with you tonight?
Nothing's wrong
You tried
with
to
me.
start the show in the pre-show. Try and take my lines.
You don't like me to say greetings?
No, that's my line.
Greetings. You're the only person that can say greetings.
In this show, yes. That's how we start the show. That's my line.
Greetings.
If we had a teleprompter in front of us, it would say Jill, and then my line would be greetings, everyone.
So I'm a line stealer now.
You are. You're one of those type of anchors.
Okay, but I'm not an anchor. I'm a co-host.
Well, you're one of those kind of hosts. Trying to steal my lines.
All right. Well, Jill,
Anthony.
on your part of the teleprompter, it's saying that you should talk about what the topic of this show is.
Well, no, actually it's saying, let's greet the people who are in the audience.
Greetings, everyone. See,
No,
I'm saying
not that
greetings.
way. Boy, you're a little punchy tonight.
Hey, I didn't know we had an audience. Do we have an audience? Is
We have-
anyone in our audience? Because
Yes.
I can only see that I'm in the audience.
There are other people. You can see other people. See, there's Lisa. Lisa
Hi,
is here.
Lisa.
And there's Phil MCP.
Phil. Hello, Phil. Oh, yes, we are filling the stands. We're gonna have to put people in the overflow room. overflow because we have so much
Okay.
overflow.
Okay.
'Cause you have so many people in the audience.
I see.
Yeah,
Well,
that's it.
welcome
That's it.
to our season finale of I'm Right.
I'm right.
And tonight's topic, now we'll get to the topic,
Okay.
is all about loneliness.
Loneliness.
I'm amazed. I think since the pandemic started,
Yeah.
when the shutdown happened, the lockdown happened,
Mm-hmm.
that's out of my entire life, that's the most I heard people say they were lonely.
I see.
Because they couldn't have those in-person connections. Although
Yeah.
I didn't know that so many people were having in-person connections, because it seems that many people connect more online than they do in real life. At
Okay.
least certain generations do. I'm
all
being
right.
very general when I say
Okay.
that.
All right.
But
Okay.
but I wanted to talk about, well, how do we help people who feel lonely? And I'm probably the worst person to try to give tips on that. I am the worst person to try to give tips on that.
Jill's kind of a hermit.
I like.
So she doesn't have a problem being alone.
I don't, but I grew up as an only child, so there's that.
Yeah,
but where I'm used to being by myself.
But many only children crave other people.
Only if they ever wanted a sibling. I never wanted a sibling.
No.
I have them now, but I learned as an adult that I have siblings. But I grew up as an only child, and I was never that kid that like, mommy, I want a brother, I want a sister. I was never that kid. That I guess that makes me sound self-centered and selfish, but I'm not that either. I just don't mind being by myself. And mainly because I'm a reader and a writer, which are activities you do by yourself.
Uh-huh. Okay.
How about you?
Well, I grew up with a brother and sister in the house, and I craved alone time. Just leave me alone. Y'all just leave me alone.
Lisa is telling us that she can relate to what I was saying, because she says I'm kind of a hermit too. See, I'm not the only one. I really don't mind staying in my house.
Well, yeah, Jill's. I try to keep her from becoming a total hermit.
I don't see a problem with that. I really don't.
We have to interact with people.
I do interact with people all day long.
So the deal is, you're a hermit, or you're a wannabe hermit, but then I'm a loner.
Oh, we're good together, aren't we?
Yes, I'm a loner. I do most things alone, and I'm okay with being alone. And
where does that stem from? How are you comfortable since you grew up with siblings, you grew up with a lot of people in your household?
But it's a much, much bigger story of why I'm a loner.
Oh, yes, it is.
Much bigger story.
It is.
Why I choose not to be around a lot of
people. It is. And for me, I didn't realize this until I became an adult, but some people are energy vampires.
Mm-hmm.
and they tend to find me.
Yes.
So that's another reason why I don't it's sometimes draining when I do go out and there are a lot of people and I feel zapped by the time the evening ends. And not that they're bad people. There are just some people who drain your energy.
Yes, this is true. This is true. They'll suck that energy right out of you.
Right. Right. But I do understand the concept of loneliness. And I do want to point out there's a difference between being alone and lonely.
Okay, what's the difference?
There's a great difference. Alone is just, I'm sitting here by myself. If I were sitting here by myself, I am alone. There's no one around me. Lonely is much deeper. It's a sense of, well, you said the word craving. I think it's just craving to be with others in some way, connect with others in some way. And I understand, I feel blessed because my whole life, even when I'm alone,
Mm-hmm.
I have felt love all over the
Oh, now
place
that's
and felt
fantastic.
love, so I feel blessed for that,
Yeah,
but
that's fantastic.
not everyone has that.
Okay. Well, let me bring up something a little bit different in
Okay.
the terms of loneliness.
And Lisa says sometimes she wishes she had more friends, but she doesn't enjoy many people. Neither do
I,
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 Lisa.
I
Lisa,
understand.
you and I
Now,
have a lot in
I
common.
believe Lisa was in my show last night. Wasn't Lisa in my show last night?
I'm
The
not.
Soul
You
Reader?
had so many people. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was 60-something people there. Yeah, that's a large audience. But I think Lisa was one of them that was in my show. But let me bring this up. How about people that feel lonely when
It was
they're
her.
you see, I can feel you. Um, so what about the people that can feel lonely within a crowd, but
Mm.
they feel uh, lonely? So they still don't have, you could be in a crowd at a party or some big function, but you still feel lonely because you can't make those human
Well, I
connections,
was going to say
even
that.
with people all around you.
Well, I mean, it's true. We don't. I don't think many of us naturally connect with people. I'm the kind of person
Really?
that I don't.
You,
I don't
d- you,
naturally connect with people. No,
but
there are some people I instantly connect with, and then they remain my friends for life. But
yeah.
that doesn't happen with too many people in me.
Hmm.
It doesn't. Like, people have walls. When I worked at
Hmm.
certain places, I had a wall around me because
Mm-hmm.
if people learned where I worked, then often they would want something.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't want to have that conversation. So I was very guarded with
Okay.
well, I still am. I'm very guarded with what I tell people
Mm-hmm.
about myself.
Okay, that's understandable.
So,
That's
but so
very
you do
understandable.
think that people naturally connect with others? Yes, I don't.
Well, actually, human beings in general desire that.
Well, there's
They
a difference between actually connecting with people and wanting to. There's a very big difference.
Most people want to.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I don't want to. I'm just
yeah,
saying it doesn't happen
yeah. Most
very
most people
much.
want to. Most people need that connection, that companionship, and I'm not talking strictly romantically, but just friendship or any really almost any kind of connection. It's same with COVID and after COVID.
We're not after
There,
COVID yet.
well, yeah, well, you know what I mean when people started going back to the office.
Okay.
So some
Thankfully, I didn't have
people,
to do that. But yes,
some people looked forward to it
because they wanted to connect with people in person.
in person
Yes.
at work, and then some people did not look forward to it.
Well,
And then there were
I was
people that the job said, "Oh, you don't have to come back. You can work from home for now on." Right?
right.
And they were really upset. They were
Yes.
really upset because being sentenced to work from home when you have like little kids and maybe you have your partner works from home also, and you may live in a house that's not set up to work from home.
That's understandable. For some
um
people, their job was their escape
their escape,
from that
yes.
type of
Yes.
obligation.
So if you take a family, let's say just a family of four, okay, parents and two kids, but they live in a 3-bedroom house with an open floor plan. Okay, it doesn't work very well for it doesn't
Well,
work
not
at
if
all.
everybody's home.
Yes, if everybody's home, it does not work. There's no separate office. There's no separate place for the kids to be. All of that common area is common area. During COVID, people, now we live in an older home. Much it was built in '81, but it is every room is separate. It's
It's
not
not
a
open
it's not
floor.
an open floor plan. So there's division everywhere. So during COVID, people really started looking for these older homes that had a formal living room, a formal dining room, a den, eating kitchen, possibly a basement and possibly an attic, because they needed that space in order to just work and not go crazy with all the other stuff that's happening in their house. So, you know, they crave some alone time than bad. It's like, yeah, I could see where people could think it's like being sent to prison in their own home if they're on home arrest working. Yeah, but
Well, as you know, at my company is where I work is one of the places that decided to go to have everyone work
mhm,
remotely forever. Like you, because people can stop by your desk or people can stop by the next person's desk.
mhm,
And to me, it's more obvious when I see you in person. Doesn't mean I don't
okay,
notice when that we're virtual now.
right.
I do notice, but I don't have to. At least I don't. You're not around me constantly, so I
Are you
actually
saying at least
like.
you don't have to see them?
Well, I do see them, but but
They don't
but
just walk up to your
but
desk.
we have that barrier
Yes,
because
you
they
only
can't come
see
into my
them
house.
when you
You
have a
know.
meeting. So
Yes, yes,
that's
and they only see what I want them to see
yeah,
at that, you know. So, they can't just bum rush you at your desk,
right.
ambush you,
Yeah, that is true.
and the nuances aren't as prevalent to me. I
Okay.
still notice, but um, it to me, I feel lighter
Hmm.
during the workday because I don't have that to have to navigate as well.
Okay. Now, we discussed this topic a little bit before the
Lisa says
show.
the workplace is hell.
I
And
agree.
welcome Charlie and Chad
Hey, really, Charlie and Chad.
and Ebha. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Ebha and Harong.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. And really, Charlie, before the show is over, before the show, and tell us all about how we watch your Sunday show
Yes,
now.
we do want to
Um,
keep posted on that.
yeah. But
And if to not have a plan B and a plan C and a plan Z. So we're never
yeah,
ones
yeah,
to have that.
if it remains that we are not able to schedule shows on Fireside, we will be on another platform, but
Yes.
we'll
And
let you
so
know
and that
what that
reminds me
is.
the information that's scrolling across your screen at the bottom, we call that the fortune cookie. It has our information of how you can keep in touch with us and learn through our websites, where we will be next if we can't schedule shows. So it doesn't mean that I'm right is going away. We've been doing I'm right for 5 years now.
Five
Just just
years.
a year, little year and a half on Fireside. So we were doing it
Yeah.
long before, and we will continue to do it
Yes.
afterwards. So just, but this is the last episode of
Yeah.
this season, and wherever we do our next season, it's going to be
Yeah.
a revamped show anyway. So there's no
Yeah.
telling what this one over here will do in
What?
the revamp show. You just
What?
never know with him.
What? 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 Oh, it's Chris Rossetti is.
Oh, Chris is here.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, lovely people.
Hi,
Hi.
Chris. It's good to hear you.
I'm telling you, man, what a great day. It got up to 86 in San Francisco, or as we call it,
That's hot for San
It
Francisco.
is. That's warmer than it was here.
as we
I
call it,
think
the
we
end
were
of
in
the
the
world.
70s today.
Yeah, we call it the end of the world.
Global warming is
Just like the
same
green
as
room
a
did.
green
Like
room.
people could come to the green room too. They just knew not to.
Only it's like it's a show,
Yes.
though.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So it was funny because I just joined and
Yeah.
I was just listening. I'm not trying to do anything. I just wanted to listen.
Right.
I didn't request to join on stage. I didn't try to jump on stage. I was just listening because I'm finding out that on Fireside, it's hard to get to a live show anymore for some reason. And I don't know if it's because I have to subscribe to everything or there's just not that many shows. But the point is, I was in that green room, the whatever it's called.
Right.
And I was just listening to them do their setup and I typed in, "Have a good day, everybody." I didn't, know anything. And it was funny because they go, "Turn your mics off, turn your mics off." And I was like, "Oh, geez." So I just left. I just left. I was like, what the heck, people, relax, will you? It's really funny. And then the other funny thing was when Mark Cuban debuted his show, when he started rolling out the I don't want to say ad, but when he started rolling out the promo on Fireside for his new show,
You're all up in that. You're all up in that.
and I was like cracking up. I'm like, oh my gosh, what an honor! What an honor to be nodding.
Yes.
The guy that's no longer welcome to be nodding. What an honor! Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Yeah,
Paul.
we see you nonstop.
No, we see you all the time, right at the top. There you are.
That was an honor, man. I felt so good about that.
and for Lisa and the others that aren't familiar with Chris Rossetti, he had a show called The Antidepressant of the Day, but he was only audio. So only a few times a year he would do video where we could see him.
On Fireside, it was really for me to prove the concept,
Mhm.
And I tried video and I tried audio only. I tried both ways, and I realized my voice is better than my face. So I thought I'll just go. I'll just go with video sometimes. But anyway, it really was a concept, the antidepressant of the day, to kind of test it. I'd used it on another platform called Periscope years ago.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, so I enjoyed the testing of the concept, and I got it down to a short format, 15 minutes or less.
Yeah, you did.
And I got it down to a short format, 15 minutes or less.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And you were
Which
daily, which was
Yeah.
wonderful. It was good.
Yeah,
It was
450.
definitely
episodes.
something to look forward to every day.
Yeah, 450 episodes. So it was a lot of learning for me.
Wow.
Mhm.
450 episodes. Wow.
Hopefully hopefully some minor help and entertainment for others. But anyway, so now I'm trying to hone in on what's next. Do I go video now? Do I there's a million ways to broadcast.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, there
I
is
just need to
that.
find the one that's going to work with my schedule. And boy, did I learn a lot. I really learned a lot. So
Yeah.
I thank Fireside and the creators of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Because for those of you that don't know, before we came to Fireside, we were strictly audio. We were just podcasters, and we had a good following, and we lost some of our following when we came to video because some people like just regular podcasts. Some
But some
people like just regular podcasts, but it's still like a different.
It's
a
a
little
different show.
different show.
Yes.
So
So the revamp will be a combination. It'll be a hybrid. The best.
Swell, I'll check that out. And I'd like to say something too before you get back on track. I would just like to take this opportunity to thank you guys for being inspirations to all of us, and I'd also like to thank
thank you.
the 24,890 followers. I want to thank you all, guys. It's been a
Insider joke.
It's been a pleasure. And hopefully we can meet in person someday. Everybody's invited to San Francisco for lunch, all 24,000.
Yeah, no, we will meet you when we get to
Yes, we
when
really
we get
want to do that.
San Francisco. We will definitely make sure to
Back to you, Chet.
sit down and have dinner with you. Yes,
Back to you, Chet.
sit down and have dinner with you. Yes. So, but on loneliness, and this is has to do with our show, and anyone in the audience can correct me. You're rocking. You know, make me seasick. So,
I have a song in my head, which is
any
funny.
okay, anyone that was that has been to this show before, or anyone that's in the show right now. Now, this I can say: if you are a person that is lonely and you watch our show and you come to our show, you do not feel lonely when you're in our show. And when you're participating in our show, you no longer feel lonely because we treat the show and our audience as you all are just here sitting in our living room, you know, and we're just enjoying each other's company, having a good time. So if you want to combat loneliness, you just come to our show and all is good. Was it on topic? No, but it was okay. It was good because we all love each other here. And we're able to do that. We're not going to say, oh, no, you can't talk about that because that's not our topic. No. Come on, talk.
Yeah, we've never been that kind of show.
Fellowship, you know, and let's enjoy each other's company. So, and then you will no longer be lonely. Cool. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
I'm saying nothing else for the rest of the show.
I don't need you to. I need you to still talk.
Oh, you need
unless
me
you're
now,
closing
huh?
out the show.
You need
I
me.
mean, if
you
you're,
need me
we
now.
know Tony can go an hour and a half with his shows, so that's a long time for me to just talk. I could do it, though. I could do
And
it.
here's the thing. It's funny that we can't, and then now I'm off topic again, but it's funny that we can't schedule any shows, but my audiences on my shows just keep growing and growing.
Last night was your biggest show to date.
They just keep growing
Numbers
and
to
growing. But yeah, I can't schedule any shows. That is ironic.
Well, that show, you have 2 more episodes, right? Or
Yes,
3.
Yes, I will.
You have 3 more episodes.
3 more episodes on the Soul Reader, and I'm looking forward to them. I really do enjoy doing that show. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, since you were talking about connections, does anyone else want to come and talk to us? Lisa, I'm fine
Ooh,
too.
you are daring.
Because I don't think we've actually.
A show you do, a Really Charlie podcast. If he can talk. There he is.
What's going on, man?
Hey.
You know, we're just doing our last show
Of the season.
That is crazy, huh? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, that is. But guess who's still smiling?
Jill? Yeah. Yeah. She is still smiling.
That's right. All is good. All is good.
So tell us how we can continue to listen to your show. For those of you who don't know, every Sunday Charlie has a wonderful, wonderful show. It's a series about fentanyl and all the impact of that. So he was doing it here on Fireside, and now where are you, Charlie? How can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook, either on the Really Charlie podcast page or group, but I'm also broadcasting it live on LinkedIn and YouTube every Sunday. So
LinkedIn is my spot. That's where I'm the most active. So that's where I'll do it from.
It's the one thing I like about it is that it's a different audience. So and I like the impressions. It tells me how many people checked it out. So, but fentanyl is something that we have to be consistent about, and so that's why I do it every Sunday. And my friend Paula, she put me on the board of her son's. But I revisit me attending, being parts of many boards, and I said that I wouldn't do it like I did it before. I was on 5, 6 of them, and so, but
We're laughing
yeah,
because Jill's been on a few
yeah.
boards also.
So yeah,
I'm on 0 now.
yeah, and that,
We understand.
Yes, we do.
understand.
We
That's what we're
understand,
saying.
especially when people realize what all you're capable of doing. Then
hmm
and then they want you to do all those things.
yes, yes, and so let's just say that there's. I'm gonna get some. Well, I could tell you guys now, but remember during Black History Month, I was doing all the history events
Right.
and pertaining to New Bedford residents or former residents. Well, the New Bedford Historic Society asked me to be on their board. So
Okay.
That's a good
I,
fit for you, I think.
It
yeah,
actually
I
is.
will, I will, and that's the thing that I could commit to that one,
Right.
but I don't want to do a lot of them because first thing my wife's gonna get mad again, and then we're gonna, you know, and even if she has to go to a store or something, I gotta say, hey, I gotta go to a meeting.
Right. Right.
And so I'm trying not to do that to her, and so I'm trying not to do that to. I always loved, so that's where I'm going to commit to, and then I can commit as far as the fentanyl on my shows every Sunday,
Yeah.
and get the message out that way. So
That's
Yeah. Yeah. And it's something every time I listen to the fentanyl show, I learn something. I
thank you.
really do. I learn something every single time.
and that's a good thing.
Because if you're
Yes.
not involved with fentanyl some type of way, you don't know.
No,
We
you don't.
just don't know. If you don't have a family member that that was involved in it, or if you're not involved somehow in any form with fentanyl, you don't know. You don't know what's really going on, and
So true.
the politics
Mm.
of
hmm
fentanyl is just insane.
It sure is. It is. And
Insane. That's like jumping down the rabbit hole when you start
re,
looking at.
remember when just a few years ago when vapor was really kind of being the
Hmm.
choice of tobacco or what
Right.
it was just something to do, and so it was going up against the tobacco industry. So tobacco industry does what they do. They start lobbying things, and now vapor's off the market pretty much.
Mm. Right.
But you see how fast they did that, you know.
Right.
But tobacco has been killing people for a century. Well, I
Slow
can say
death.
2 centuries. Yeah.
We want to meet you in person too. You know that.
Yes, I do.
We tried.
But we'll try again.
We'll try again.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
oh man, that was
That
helter
was a
skelter.
nightmare for you.
Yeah, oh, it
actually.
sure
Yeah.
was, and we're still feeling it. So,
Oh, that's
but
that's
nope, I think I won't go on. What's that new cruise line? I mean, airline, Spirit or whatever it is.
Spirit. Oh, Spirit sucks. Oh, I
Yeah,
shouldn't have said
I
that.
will. I
Spirit.
will.
I wouldn't fly Spirit.
I will never. As cheap as those flights are, you know what?
Yeah.
I can get to Atlanta in a different way.
Yeah. I
So
flew on Spirit one time, and I
Careful,
said
careful.
never again. Never
no,
again.
yes. I hear you, but one of my kids is enjoying it. I mean, I'm like, well, what's it? To each his own, So,
Yeah.
So
I guess when you get a little bit older, there's certain things you don't want to put up with.
hey,
Or-
can I tell you a quick funny story about an
Sure.
airplane? Right. All right. This is I grab when we had newspapers, that we could read on a newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean on the airplane. So I grabbed the newspaper and I'm checking it out, and so it talks about a plane crash, and the planes were designed by McDonnell Douglas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm reading the article and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So it was a very small
You can't have the paper today.
and it had that like brand new newspaper smell, so I know it was just 7 o'clock flight,
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But so anyways, but I love you guys, and I'll continue
love
to
you
support
Love
you.
you too.
And if you need anything, I'm a phone call away.
All right. Well, we'll like I said, we're going to keep you posted as
Yeah,
our
yes.
progress.
Absolutely.
we
And we're
go
moving
forward.
pretty steadily, so it might be sooner than later.
Yeah, and hopefully the Soul Reader show, hopefully I won't even miss a week. I'm hoping if we do this right.
Okay.
But going to a new platform is, there's still a learning curve and all of that. So we'll see, but I'm going to try not to miss an episode.
So we're moving pretty
Okay.
quickly because he
Yeah,
only
you
has
guys,
3 more episodes of that show.
Yeah.
you guys are 2 great hosts, 2 great producers. So I'm not worried about you. You'll be all right.
All right, thank you. Well, Jill is a great producer.
So are you.
I just
You help me
tried.
out. You're good too. You help me out when you're producing my show, so you're good.
Yeah, as long as you don't press buttons, right?
Well, I was
Hey,
gonna
but
say,
I
if you-
like-
like, what's this do? And
I
then
like
you're off
pressing
the air,
buttons.
like
Yeah.
I like pressing buttons.
he really does. I learned that. See, that's why I did it in your show last night. I learned from you.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, you guys are great, and if like she's turning she's turning 6. She's turning 60, so we're gonna throw a big party for her in November. So
In November,
Aw,
okay.
that's
Happy
nice.
birthday!
Okay,
in
you just
November.
redeemed yourself for that comment then.
yeah.
Oh,
So
my
I got-
goodness.
Yeah. Well, that's why she says, "Really, Charlie?"
Yeah, that's right. Really,
I
Charlie?
understand. I understand. Well, just so you know, I usually volunteer. Like the Atlanta Writers Club has 2 conferences a year. I usually volunteer for the one in November. So if you ever just show up, we could just hang out. You don't even have to participate. We could just hang out.
I will do that.
Yeah.
What's it, November 5th or something like that?
This year it is. Yeah, it's usually the first weekend in November.
Yeah, so that may be doable, So
Yeah, and
me and
they don't know it yet, but I'm gonna show up.
Well, they might know it now.
that's it. Yeah.
I'm an official volunteer. I help keep them. I keep time.
Hey,
But-
hey, yeah, I may show up, but George, if you're listening, I'm just gonna socialize.
That's it.
No time.
He's gonna be waiting for
no
you.
timekeeping. No.
Gonna be waiting for you.
Yeah.
I don't
Stop
want.
talking.
Hey, I don't want any drink tickets because then I'll owe you.
Yeah. That's funny.
No, don't give me any drink tickets. Don't give me anything. I just want to. Hey, everybody! It's good to see everyone. Yes. That's
You
about it.
can't. So he gets picked first. Yeah.
George, well, Tony, we don't have anybody to do the raffle tickets, and you and Jill.
Well,
did such a
they
good-
did get us the last time we were there together. It's like we were ready to go. We had volunteered to do other things,
Yeah.
and we were getting ready to go home because it was time for the award ceremony, and which we had nothing to do with. But all of a sudden, we somehow became
We held
like
the raffle.
we held a raffle, and we're made a game out of handing out the raffle tickets, and
Nice.
Yeah, it was
so I don't know
amazing.
how we got roped into that one.
It was,
I don't even
That's it.
remember.
It was all fun though. It was fun, and we used to volunteer for the Decatur Book Festival, which was
Nice.
actually the second largest book festival in the country. Was it, Jill?
It's one of the largest. I don't
But
know if it was
it's kind
second
of
largest.
defunct now, isn't it?
Well, they are regrouping to try to figure out how they want to do it in the future. So it was virtual when it needed to be, and then they sort of started having events throughout the year instead of just Labor Day weekend. Then they moved it to October, and now they're just taking time to regroup and figure out what they want to do.
Very nice.
Yeah. All right.
I appreciate you.
Always fun. So Lisa, I am seeing your messages. Lisa had to take a call at the same time I was inviting her to speak. So Lisa, we were just asking you if you wanted to come up on stage and talk to us. I'm inviting you to speak now.
Good and bad days.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
I'm
so
sorry.
sorry to hear that.
Thank you. But no, did you change the subject while I was gone about loneliness? What happened?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
We just started. We took the conversation where it went, but we're now back to loneliness. So would you like to talk about that?
Well, what would you like to know?
Are you feeling lonely because of your
I
loss?
do often. I really do often. I was like you. I can do anything alone. And I mean, I can go anywhere, do anything. I don't have to have somebody with me all the time. And I enjoy my alone time. But, and I don't really like that many people. And if I connect with you, I really, really connect with you.
We are alike in that way, Lisa.
Yeah. But then, I just turned 65. And
Woohoo!
and
Yay!
and
Hey, I'm going to turn 65 in December.
Oh, you
And
are?
he and Charlie have the same birthday.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. So
Yeah.
I'm doing all the same things that you're doing, like
Yeah,
filing
you
for
suddenly
Medicaid
sort of
and all of that.
yeah. When I was 55
Okay.
and stopped working, I was working in the hospital as it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
It's annoying.
Yes, it is. I agree. I agree. So
Yeah.
so let me ask you, Lisa, were you
Sure.
because I think you said you had a call to take. So
No,
were
she
you
already took it.
Yeah,
That's why she
no,
didn't
no,
come up
listen.
before.
I didn't
Okay.
finish my sentence.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
while you were on your call,
Mhm.
did you hear me say that if a person is lonely and they come to this show, they will not be lonely while they're here?
Oh, I didn't.
Okay,
But
well
you're right.
that's what I said. Just so you
Yeah.
know, while you were gone.
Okay.
So my question is because you said usually you're not lonely, but lately you've been a little lonely.
More so.
Yeah. So
Making me wish I wasn't so much of a loner up until this point in my
to this,
life.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Because it's harder to make friends the older you get. People are pretty set in their ways and set in their groups. And, I did just make a friend recently.
oh, well,
But,
that's good.
and it's more important to me than it ever used to be. It's so strange, you know.
It makes sense to me, because as you're saying, the older we all get, like some people can get stuck in their ways, right? And
Right.
I think especially in the era that we're all living in, connection is really important. Like even for me,
And it's always involved, especially children.
Mhm.
And so, my house for a good, 15 years was full of children.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah. And you get really used to that, which is probably why I liked being alone. Yeah. And I would retreat to my bedroom, and if you wanted to talk to me, that's where you would find me.
Right,
You know,
right.
And now
I
they're
had
all out of the
everything in there.
house.
Excuse me?
And now they're all out of the house.
Well, that's because they grew up, my children grew up, and I don't do daycare anymore, not for years. Although that's not really true. I watch my grandchildren now,
Okay.
and for my daughter, and she just became a nurse.
Oh,
And
okay.
so she's doing 12-hour shifts, and so am
Mm-hmm.
I.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you
So,
enjoy that time with your granddaughter?
oh, with my grandchildren,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
I have four. Two of
Oh,
them are here. They're my daughters, and my son he had two children, and they're
okay.
both girls. And I don't get to see them as much because they live in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
But they just moved there, and
Oh, okay.
so, but it's closer than Virginia, so I'm a lot
Right.
happier where that's concerned, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm close to my daughter-in-law, um, really
That's good.
close. Yeah. So that works out, but like I've even gone to church. I go to Unity, which is all paths to God,
Mm-hmm.
and it accepts all paths to God. And so you're not judging other people for their
Right.
beliefs or anything like that, which is the only kind of church I can go to.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, it's, there's so many like minded people there that I sort
Yes.
of push myself, to go there. But this particular church is an hour away from me.
Oh
So
wow.
it's an hour drive each way, and that's a little difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So I go maybe once a month,
Okay.
mm, because it's just too much in one
Right.
day,
That
but they
is a
have
lot.
great people there, and they're really all around the same age, I'd say between 55 and 80,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
these people are, and so I don't know if all of us have just turned 60 or 65, recently, but
Mm-hmm.
that's all I hear is, oh, I turned 60, and oh, I just turned 65,
Um.
and it seems to be really a lot of us,
Mm-hmm.
suddenly that are in that age group.
Before I go, folks, can I just say, A, B, C, and
Oh no.
we also qualify for a free phone.
Thank you for that laugh.
You see, you.
And I'm stretching. These two young athletes are walking by, and they nod at me, and I nod at them, and I go, "Help me, I've fallen and I can't get up." And they're like, "Are you serious?" I go, "No, I'm just kidding. Have a good day."
That is funny.
Oh, Chris.
That's funny, Chris.
He
Well, at
likes
least
to
you
make
know that
people
they were
laugh.
probably going to help you if you needed it.
Yeah, that was wrong, Chris. That was wrong.
I also like to roll up to people standing on corners here in San Francisco. I'm on my scooter, and I know they're waiting for a ride share, and I'll say, "You call for Uber?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they're looking at my scooter.
Yeah,
Get
I
on.
am.
That's hilarious.
Has anyone taken you up on it though?
Yeah, a couple drunks tried to jump on. Well, have a good night, everybody. Goodbye.
All right. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
coming,
Chris.
Chris.
That's
Oh boy.
hilarious.
Yeah.
So,
just love Chris.
Lisa, with the people that you're meeting at Unity, are you able? Like, do you all exchange phone numbers? Are you able to just call each other if you feel lonely? Since it's such a long drive.
Well, I went there originally to see James von Prague. He's, who he is,
Yes.
and not everybody does. But yeah, he he actually read for me while I was
Okay.
there, and I was crying my head off. And he said that my children, that my son and my family was all worried about me, and also
Great.
a real joy to
That's
connect with
great.
her all the time. And the other two, not so much. I mean, it's a hit and miss sort of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It
Everybody's not a
is.
fit,
And that's
No.
what I was saying at the beginning of the show. Like I when I click with someone, I really click with them, but that doesn't
Hmm.
always happen for me.
No, it doesn't happen for me either. And one of the things I was saying when you're talking about the workplace and that, I've always come up against jealousy.
Hmm.
And I just never could understand why people didn't appreciate me being nice to them or giving or caring, and why they would talk behind my back or they would do things that were pretty mean. And it just, it never occurs to you that other people are jealous of the job that you do, the way you present yourself. I've had people, I actually got into painting furniture for a while.
Oh,
And I met this girl, I liked her, we were going around and finding furniture to buy, to work on and stuff. And she never did, we must have picked up maybe 7 pieces of furniture altogether. And she had a truck. And but then she never ever painted with me. And
oh,
finally she told me that I was too picky, that I was a perfectionist. And so she was never going to paint with me.
Really.
wow.
Something my father used to say, do it right or don't do it at all.
That is
And
correct.
and so I really pride myself on doing a good job and doing it well, and everything. And I found that people were very jealous of me. When I was married to a lawyer, they were jealous of me. They for stupid things, just ignorance, And I was like, "You really? You're kidding me, because I don't compete with other people."
And that's the thing. I say to Tony all the time, it's like, but I'm not even in the competition with them. The only person I
No,
compete against is myself. I just try to be
yourself.
better each day, myself.
Exactly.
And so I'm not
Exactly.
even in the race, so
No.
so I understand exactly what you're saying. But that
Isn't
just
that
shows that it's
crazy?
all about whatever insecurities they're feeling. Like
Mhm.
in the workplace, a lot of people feel threatened that maybe you were hired after them, but you're doing so much better than them, so chances are you'll get promoted over them even if they don't even want the promotion. I have I have
Well,
encountered
yeah,
that.
I
Like
can see
I'm
that
not even up
happening.
for a promotion, not
Right.
planning to take, like there's certain jobs I just don't want. And people thought I would get it even though I never applied for it.
Isn't
So
that interesting?
it's
And my
wild to me.
position was just in a different my I worked in radiology, and I was the only ultrasound tech at this one hospital, and people were jealous because I had that job. Well,
Just
But
they
you
because
could
you
have
had the
but
gotten that.
job.
They
but
could
you
have
trained to
gone
be
to
it,
school and got.
right?
When I got married, only maybe 2 or 3 people out of the whole radiology center came to my wedding, you
Oh.
know, and I invited everyone, you
I
know.
wouldn't have invited everyone.
I shouldn't have.
I would not
You're
have.
right. You're
There's
right.
no way.
I really shouldn't have. And
But that shows
but
she's open with a big heart.
I
Yeah,
am.
but still, if
I
people don't
invited getting
like you,
walked on. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
just makes you feel bad, because
Right.
you're trying to do the right thing,
Hmm.
but they won't. It's so you already know they're not going to do it. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
That's
So
true.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to go through that mess. But
Thank
I
you.
can relate. I understand.
one good
Yeah.
friend is better than 10 that are not good
Oh,
That
I
friends.
isn't that
know.
true. Isn't that true?
So true. I really agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your family, you don't get along with everybody in your family.
No, you don't.
That is true too.
I'm extremely close to my sister, but boy, I can take or leave my brother. You know, he's a pain since he was born. You
Yeah.
know, we're only 14 months apart, and I could just kill him. He's crazy. You know, he's always been crazy and getting into trouble, and he's the middle child, and you know, the ADHD, and you know, and everything. And I was the oldest, and I had to, you know, to be in charge of them. You know, of 2 days difference in the birth dates of my brother.
Oh
My actual
boy.
brother, my full-blooded brother, and then my half brother. They're both born in October. They're both ADHD. They both got into drugs. They both were alcoholics. I mean, it's an amazing thing to not even have known about this person my whole life, and yet he was just like my other
Wow.
brother.
Wow.
That's
Exactly.
wild. Wow.
It is wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is.
And now we're
That
not
is.
speaking because he got his feelings hurt. Wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is.
And now
That
we're not
is.
speaking because he got his feelings hurt because I told him that he was very talented, but he should sing songs by other artists. And he got very upset about that. And so now he's not speaking to me. So we spoke every day for 2 years, and then suddenly, oops, I said the wrong thing,
Oh.
you know. But I don't mind it. It's like you learn about someone, and you just live and learn.
Yeah.
You live and learn.
That is true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You live and learn, and it's okay. You know, you just take things as they come, and you know, I mean, I never thought that I'd be living without my son.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
never. He was only 33 when he passed away.
Oh, I'm so
And
sorry.
yeah, and he was my favorite person in the whole wide world.
Wow.
Seriously. And you know, you just never think anything's going to happen, and it does.
Yeah.
Life is a very strange thing, you know,
Right. Right.
and that's life. It's part of learning. And that's why we're here, in my opinion, is to learn.
Oh, we
You
are.
know.
I would agree with that.
We
Yes.
are definitely here to learn.
Yes.
You are right about that.
Yes.
The more we
And
learn,
you can't really learn, like being a loner is one thing, you know, and I'm a bookworm, you know, and things like that, and I just have a ton of interests, but you know, you learn from other people, and
interacting with
so
people. Yes, those interactions.
it's the truth,
Yeah.
you know, and so you have to be engaged to some extent,
That's
you
right.
know, whether you really like it or not, because otherwise I think we'll all live to be 100. We won't learn all our lessons. We'll just
That's
be stuck
right.
here.
All right. Well, with making us laugh, we're 10 minutes over the end of the show.
Are we?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. How
But
did
it's
that
okay.
happen?
But how are you feeling now? Are you good?
Yeah, I feel great.
Oh,
Good.
this
You
is
guys
this is
are
a
you
good
guys are
thing.
very, very cool.
Well,
Oh,
I
thanks.
said that
you.
earlier on the live, but you're just
Thank you.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yes. And thank
I'll
you
be
And you're
so
following
cool
much.
too.
Yes, you
wherever you
are.
go.
Say it again.
I'll be following you wherever you go.
Okay,
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, because
It means a
once
lot
we,
to us.
like I said, we're rolling pretty quickly on what our next plan is. So once we have finalized those plans, so called Wait With Me, and
Wonderful.
Tony has another show called Poetic People Fighting Racism.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting too.
Yeah. So
Wow.
so for sure the I'm Right will be going to the new platform. The Soul
And the
Reader
Soul
will.
Reader.
The
We're
other
not sure about the other two.
other two shows, we don't not sure yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but you haven't seen either one of those, so
So
you wouldn't
you're
miss
not
them.
missing anything.
No, I haven't, but I'm new to this whole fireside.
Fireside.
And
Right,
the only
right.
reason I found out about it was because of
Tyler
what's his name?
Henry.
Tyler Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and we appreciate Tyler coming to the platform because he brought all of you all,
But you can't
so
talk to him.
yeah.
That's
You know,
that's the
I mean,
problem.
for someone, for him to even say hello to you is a shock.
Yeah.
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 Well, that's because he has so many people in his audience. It's hard to talk to 3,000 people.
So a lot of his audience comes to the Soul Reader because they never can talk to him. Where
That's right.
At least my show, you can talk to me.
That's
That's
right.
why his show is an hour and a half
The
sometimes, or
first
2
time
hours.
I watched Soul Reader, you gave me a reading.
I thought you, because I kept getting Lisa, the one that was in the show. Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's amazing compared to being among thousands of people.
Thousands of people, and you can't get a reading while you're there. You can't.
No, it was again just like being on fireside with him. It's like, you don't get noticed. He's not even near you. It's like it's just as difficult.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and one of the things I learned about these shows that these psychics do is that you can sit literally anywhere in the audience. You can be in the nosebleed section, you can be in the dark, and they'll find you if they're going to. But if you can be in the first row and never get anything.
Right.
That's the thing. So, paying extra money for it and everything, people don't realize there's no reason to.
It doesn't make a difference.
Doesn't make any difference at all. It's a
because it's a completely different thing. You don't have to be in close proximity to read people. If you have the gifts, or to read people, or to connect to the other
you don't.
side.
That's right.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I know.
Doesn't
I've been a reader. I've been a tarot reader and astrologer for years.
Okay.
And I just know things before they happen, and it's been a strange, wild ride as far as that's concerned, because I know when people are going to die. And I just don't like that part of it at all.
Yeah, that's one of the things I can do.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't like it either.
No, he's not going to be here. I said, he's not going to be here. I don't know exactly how or anything like that, but I know that it's not going to be long and he's not going to be here. And sure enough, he got leukemia a year later. And within 10 months, he died. And then Anthony, when my son passed away, I found out that he was alone, and I knew he had been sick for a couple of weeks, and I just freaked out. I mean, I said, oh no, he's by himself. His wife left with the kids and went to their vacation without him because he had been sick for a couple of weeks. And that just like they had this great marriage. So, I mean, it just really didn't make any sense how it all was happening. But, it was one of those things where you're rushing after something that is going to happen, but you have no control whatsoever.
None.
You just
None.
are witness to it.
None.
Yeah, none. You have no control at all. And I've gone to George Anderson. You know who he is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went to see him, and my son did come through.
Good.
And so that was awesome. And we went to him years ago, and my mother came through.
Oh, okay, cool.
And he's the real deal.
Yeah.
He really is. He's amazing. And so, if you get a chance to meet people like that, you do it.
Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm doing my best not to turn this into the Soul Reader.
I know. I'm sorry. I'll be there at the Soul Reader.
Okay, because I'm ready. I'm ready to add some stuff and move out the show.
I just want to thank Lisa. I want to thank Chris, and I want to thank Charlie. Thank you all.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes. Thank all of you.
And the people in the audience, too, that we didn't talk to.
I thought we talked to everybody.
No, we did not. We said hi, but we didn't talk to everybody. So thank you all for staying here.
Yes, thank you.
And going with this as our conversation, went like this. But it's all good.
And remember, click on that fortune cookie. Believe both of our business cards are there.
Yeah, well, information for both of us is there.
All the info.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
All right, cool. Check that out. That way we can stay in touch with you.
And you'll know where this show will be next.
Yeah, but if you load our virtual business cards, we'll have your email addresses and we can, send you an email. Hey, we're getting ready to do this now.
Yep.
It will be cool.
Yep, that would be cool.
All right, so
but Tony is back on Tuesday.
Yeah.
With the Soul Reader on this platform.
Yep.
And I'll be there too because I'm the producer.
And I'm lost without you.
Most of you
know that she keeps me on track. You forgot to say such and such. Yeah, you're right. I did. I forgot.
I haven't held up a note to you in a long time during that show.
You've changed from notes to...
That's true. That is true.
All right. Well, we love you. Hopefully I see you all on the Soul Reader if you can handle that kind of show.